Monday, the 27th day of October 2025. Hello there and welcome to our first edition of News Tonight here on UBC TV. First though, let's have a look at what's making headlines at this hour. Tonight, President Museveni rallies Karamoja on wealth creation. Police warns the public about the re-emerging wave of panga-wielding criminal gangs. Uganda Bureau of Statistics officially resumes the baseline education census. And in sports, season climaxes at Entebbe with Irene Sekabembe clinching the top spot in golf. Hello there and welcome once again. We are coming to you live online and on air from Broadcasting House here on Nile Avenue. On sign language, it is Senyamo Yusuf and I am Rukidi Kijjanangoma. We begin in Karamoja sub-region where the leaders of Kotido district have commended President Yoweri Museveni's efforts in bringing peace and stability across the Karamoja region. They say the pacification has caused progress in infrastructure and services and household income. The comments were made during President Museveni's campaign in the district as he seeks another term of office. Philip Aguta reports.
The NRM presidential candidate Yoweri Kaguta Museveni along with the First Lady Janet Kataha Museveni campaigned on Monday in Kotido and Moroto districts of the Karamoja region. The president was greeted by a large gathering of enthusiastic party supporters at Lomukura Primary School playground. During the campaign, leaders praised the President Museveni for bringing peace and stability to Karamoja. They noted that pacification of the region has led to significant advancements in infrastructure and services such as roads, electricity, education, health care systems, and increased household incomes through socio-economic empowerment programs like PDM and Emyoga.
Excellency, I have said before you came, Karamoja was despised. Other party leaders were saying Uganda will not wait for Karamoja to develop. And so that is where neglect for Karamoja began. Where underdevelopment for Karamoja began. Because nobody wanted to give Karamoja attention. Look here, we are wondering what Karamoja would be without you, Your Excellency.
By the time when the president came to power, the Karamoja were only 6,000 people, 600,000 people. But now we are 1.5 million people because of immunization brought by the NRM government.
We are protected against the NRM government, especially peace. This is the only government that has resettled the Karamoja. We are enjoying this peace today. That is why we are able to come here even in great numbers.
For years in the memorial, Karamojos were only 1% educated. But now, in every 100 people of Karamoja, at least 40 educated.
So also improvement in the health system strengthening in the different districts in Karamoja. For the case of Kotido, Kotido Resort 4 was upgraded to a general hospital. There is a now ongoing construction of Kachiri Center 4 and Kamuri Center 3 has been upgraded with a number of other facilities.
From 1874, Karamoja was ignored until 1893. When the first colonialists come to Karamoja, when they coming to Karamoja, they decided to lock out Karamoja. For 60 years, Karamoja was in darkness until the NRM government came and give Karamoja light. I am assuring all Ugandans that the only vote to have in Karamoja for NRM.
The leaders also expressed a desire for Kotido district to be divided into two due to its size and for the victims of cattle raiding to receive their compensation.
Council resolution of the 11th January 2021
and the 17th of September 2025, the people of Kotido district would like to request you to grant them a new district called Kapeta. Your Excellency, the proposed district of Kapeta has a population of 103,000 people.
In his campaign pledges, President Museveni welcomed the praises by the leaders, stating that the efforts to pacify Karamoja was a strategic and deliberate action.
So there was no peace, no electricity, no roads. And no railway. So now NRM has put the three: peace, electricity, the road. And because of that, the factories are rushing in.
He promised further development, including the construction of roads from Abim Kotido Kabong and Kotido to Moroto to facilitate business if re-elected.
Now you can audit the whole of work in Uganda. What have we been able to do and what is remaining to be done? You have seen that we have been able to bring electricity all the way from Soroti. I think now it has gone to Karenga even. So we have to use prioritization. This is what many people don't understand. They try to do too many things at a go. Want to do A, want to do B, want to do X, want to do Z. No. NRA believes in one by one makes a bundle.
On Tuesday, the NRM presidential candidate Yoweri Kaguta Museveni is scheduled to campaign in Amudat district. Philip Aguta for UBC News in Kotido.
A sea of yellow there as President Museveni campaigned in Kotido. Now, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has campaigned in Moroto district, putting an emphasis on wealth creation. At a rally in Moroto municipality, Mr. Museveni, accompanied by the First Lady, Janet Kataha Museveni, tasked the Karamoja to engage in wealth creation.
There was early morning excitement in Moroto municipality as Karamoja received President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Led by different campaign mobilizers, the celebrations ended from Boma grounds in Moroto municipality. To cheer up the NRM supporters at Boma grounds was a team led by the Speaker of Parliament, Aneta Ntamong, and NRM Secretary General Richard Odong.
Museveni oye! I want to see the hands of those who now President Museveni. All those who now President Museveni.
As they waited for the presidential flag bearer, party big shots including the former Prime Minister, Dr. Ruhakana Rukunda, arrived. Later on in the day, Boma grounds were thrown into celebrations as the NRM presidential flag bearer made his way.
Your Excellency, because of time, we are going to cut short our program.
We are gathered in the Itape grounds not for campaign. The campaign is already over. The peace you gave Karamoja is first line of campaign.
The president was in company of First Lady Janet Kataha Museveni, who once worked as the Minister for Karamoja Affairs.
We want to thank Mama. Those days when you used to be Minister of Karamoja, you did a lot for Karamoja.
And we always feel like we have come home when we come to Karamoja. That's Karamoja will vote for the movement and the president. But what I just want to remind you is that nobody on that day will stay at home without voting for the president and the NRM.
Yoweri Kaguta Museveni is perceived to be Uganda and NRM's vision bearer.
I am here to again remind you about the contribution of the NRM to Uganda in the last 40 years.
Under the Unity and Diversity Axis, Museveni says Uganda has progressively moved from dust to lime.
NRM was able to bring peace because of our politics of unity. We don't believe in the politics of sectarianism. No, you here in Moroto are witnesses to what has happened on that side.
Following complaints arising from poor road network in Karamoja, President Museveni vows to take strong actions against the Ministry of Works and Transport officials.
Therefore, I don't want to hear of the issue of the road is impassable.
Although Moroto has registered more strides in education and health, while campaigning in the area, President Museveni has pledged more of the same.
Plan to upgrade Acherel Health Center 2, Health Center 3 in Loptuk and build new Health Center 3s in Nadunget.
He has promised to fast-track the construction of water dams for both consumption and cattle.
Nakonyen Valley Dam, 1.5 billion liters in Tapash sub-county, is going to be completed in November 2025.
During these campaigns, President Museveni spends much of his time at all rallies, preaching with Christian other than politicking.
If you go to Kampala, all the Abaru are there. Tarmac roads, electricity, telephones, TV, they are all there. But some of the poorest people in Uganda are in Kampala. Therefore, NRM is not a group of politicians who just divert our people from what will save them.
Museveni stresses that it is through with Christian that Uganda can create employment and move a step forwards.
So therefore, if somebody asks you, what has the NRM contributed to Uganda? Tell him that NRM has contributed 7 contributions to Uganda. And when Museveni came to Moroto, he told us number 1 was Ekvir. Number 2 is Actopor Aquap. Number 3, Abaru. He did not get time to talk about the other 3, but they are all in the manifesto. And tell him that that's why you vote for NRM, because it has made contributions.
Robert Onyango, UBC News.
NRM.
We'll remain in Moroto momentarily, where the National Resistance Movement, NRM government, has put Karamoja sub-region to the forefront following disarmament exercise that are called cattle rustling. As President Yoweri Museveni campaigns in the region, NRM leaders say Karamoja has renewed trust in the NRM government.
Clad in yellow, residents showed unwavering support for the National Resistance Movement Party. Following a spate of cattle rustling, which disorganized life of communities, a new chapter of peace, unity and progress has begun.
Look at these colors. This is the first one since creation. There was no colors here. Look at the power lines. Look at the factories. From the time this world was created, there was no power line here. There were no factories here. Look at the peace.
The peace that came with disarmament has opened doors for real development.
For instance, the biggest clinker factory in East Africa, East and West Africa, is now in Karamoja. It produces clinker, a very critical element for producing cement, and all East African countries and Africa is going to buy from here, Karamoja.
Peace is the foundation for everything. The socio-economic development we talk of, whether roads, hospitals, health centers, social programs to communities, everything we talk about is premised on peace and stability.
Karamoja can now vote back the NRM government that delivered peace and stability.
These people have all the reasons to vote for NRM, vote for the president, 100%. And they have been doing so even with all the challenges. They have been doing so. I have no doubt that this time around, they will still vote overwhelmingly.
We have water, especially for irrigation, because we want to utilize our land for agro-industrialization, because it is a vast land. That means we are going to use tractors to grow food to ensure that none dies of hunger in Karamoja.
But if you don't want to know the past of this country, then you will not appreciate where we are today, and you will not be able to know where you want to go tomorrow. So it is the reason I'm calling upon all Ugandans to remember that this is the time we need to give back to President Museveni by voting for him highly.
The National Resistance Movement Party seeks to protect the gains of peace and keep Karamoja on course. Henry Okrut, UBC.
Thanks, Henry, for that story there. Now, Forum for Democratic Change FDC presidential candidate Nathan Nandala Mafabi has promised to compensate families belonging to the Arrow Boys local militia group that supported the UPDF fight the LRA rebels in Teso region. Addressing a rally in Abarilela sub-county, Amuria district, Mafabi said these people lost relatives but have not yet been paid.
It's the best in the whole world. And on the New York board, it's not there. It's totally extinct. Now what is happening, most of the people are coming and taking our coffee to go and blend other coffees. The right price for our coffee should be over 60,000 to 70,000 shillings a kilo. But this one we want to tell the people of Uganda that when I become the president, I will ensure our coffee gets the best price and it will be on the New York board. We have been, and you know I come from a landside place. I have a better solution for this. I'll make sure this landside will take care of emergencies and our people will be taken care of. I can tell you that the emergency here is a necessity. It should be in 24 hours with rescue teams being on the ground, because you can be here anytime you will see a slight landslide. So this area is prone to landslides. It must have a real direct government intervention. Very bad. These places are fertile of the best coffee, but you can see what we are. When the bad, you saw cabbages, you saw tomatoes. They are rotting because of the way, and the matoke is too much. But we are going to work on it. This road should have been paved by now, tarmac. But this country doesn't like us because all the money they do, they steal. This is very simple paving. To do a paving road here does not take more than $150,000. But
it is the peace we enjoy, the other achievement, but we want to open a new page that will be witnessed by Uganda and the world. This we pray, knowing that all
to Bunyangambo now, where the Alliance for National Transformation presidential candidate General Mugisha Muntu has faulted the ruling NRM MPs for scrapping presidential term limits, saying they acted without foresight for Uganda's political future. Addressing supporters in Kasunga Nyanja, in Kivito and Chamkube Town Council, Muntu called for a leadership that prioritizes service delivery, transparency and institutional integrity. He was concerned over poor healthcare and infrastructure in Bunyangabu district, noting that communities continue to suffer despite their contributions to Uganda's liberation struggle. Muntu's visit to Kasunga Nyanja carried symbolic significance as the area played a major role during the NRA war that brought the current government to power. By launching his mobilization campaign in the Toru sub-region, particularly in Bunyangabu, Muntu sought to reconnect with historical supporters, rallying citizens to join his campaign in the Toru sub-region.
Hati ekisanja omugasho gwakyo ukana kujangu ora teje chemyaka 10 kora siku no yakwa n'umurungi azarwaju kwana bayine bizibu yarugam omusya nabasa kora bintu umuringo gudi ekisanja mwakiyo abo kwa tukachakanisa jero msemera kumana atera mutwe ajata atubabezje atuba muntu atumbarujo atinyira abantu banje benyuma namansimwe na mansi muhuro ninkebigano itukuza kuzomushaka UPSK birakaru kutwarwa mu kishaka twarangiriya ntwaza kombe ko musinje musira habe hamazima ombere byone bitukwantukora abo kamazima nuko gashobora buri kintu cona ekikwa kiri mu bado baba imbeza amazima gavumenti kabarugaho kare mwagiguma burumuzari yarwe kubera nshatse ukimanya abantu babunyangaho bakabarugaho iri.
National Unity Platform NUP President and 2026 presidential flag bearer Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu continued his campaign trail in Lira district and Lira city, where he was welcomed by a cheering crowd. Kyagulanyi urged Ugandans to embrace unity and reject discrimination, saying only a united nation can achieve long-lasting development.
Moving time. Let us
The National Unity Platform presidential candidate Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu has pledged to prioritize education, healthcare and infrastructure, including constructing the standard gauge railway to connect major regional cities. He was campaigning in Lango sub-region. While touring Agwan sub-county, there was a brief standoff between police and supporters, but Kyagulanyi intervened.
To the people of Lango, and we'll move. It's a beautiful message, don't worry, officer. Yo, foot soldiers, do not argue with the officer. No. Hello. Yo, young people.
In Lira City, he addressed massive crowds at the old Akibua Stadium, urging citizens to reject tribalism and racism. He called upon Ugandans to vote for leaders who promote equality and national unity, promising a government where every Ugandan enjoys equal access and opportunities to services.
When you see us talking and moving together with our brothers, when you see me smiling and laughing with my brother Akena, it is a message to you, the people of Lango and the people of Uganda and the people of all of Uganda, that it is time for all of us to unite. We have tribalistic people from Lango, and we also have tribalistic people from where I come from, Buganda. Don't listen to them. We are young people. We can create a new future. We can decide to make our own mistakes and correct them, not to be guided by old mistakes. Okay, now we have to leave. We have to go to Lira and talk to people extensively. But I want to ask you, young people of Lango, vote for change. Vote for the umbrella. When you go to cast your vote, whether for president or for MP or for any constituency or for any position, please.
Komagum Rogers and Jamil Sekaja for UBC.
Capella.
We'll now take a short break and we'll be returning with much more. Do stay with us.
Momo, you have the power to pay for shopping more easily using your phone. Dial *165*3# or scan to download Momo app and pay for anything. No hassle for change. And even better, if you run out of money while paying, you can simply add core with Momo Advance. That's Momo. That's the power to be more.
You see, I've been a painter for almost 4 decades, and I have found Global Paints to be very reliable. First, everyone knows we use Global Paint undercoat. Now, for the best results, I continue with Global Paints products. I go for silk vinyl when it comes to the interior. Then Global Matte for the ceiling, and when it comes to weatherproof, I go for Global Weather Coat Emulsion. With that one, the house will never peel. Now, there you have a sparkling, magical looking house. And then the client is very happy. He recommends me to another person who recommends me to another person who recommended me to come and do the advert.
Global Paint, a reliable product.
Ochikoze mwana. Shop is stocked, customers ready. Now it's time for takeoff. So offer them more. Become a Wendy agent today and offer mobile money top-ups, customer service support, utility payments, water, power, pay TV. You're nah. Turn your shop into a Wendy agent hub and commissions on every tap and easy access to loans.
That's right. More foot traffic, more sales, more profit, paid instantly. Register free. Call 0800-217-200 or WhatsApp 0707-993-930.
Wendy Wonawoli.
Ugandans! The unstoppable internet deal of deals is here with MTN Wakanet Fiber. Connect your home with our starter pack of 100 Mbps at only 99k. And if you want more speed for less, we've got you. Get the 200 Mbps at only 129k. And the fastest one yet? Enjoy up to 500 Mbps at only 250k. To sign up, use the My MTN app or dial *100*23#. Offer is valid till the 30th of November for both new and existing subscribers. Together, our connection is unstoppable.
Coffee Spirit, Simba G. Coffee Spirit, Simba G. Check on down the cup. SMS the code. Wangu revirabo. Tulaga manyi. Karuka sitya wabuza.
Masabu maji. Masabu maji.
Bikole Masavu ne Premier Distilleries. Simply buy Coffee Spirit or Simba Gin. Check under the cap, send the code to 6688 and stand a chance to win border borders, tuk-tuks, cash, airtime, flat screens, mobile phones and a grand prize of 50 million Uganda shillings. This promotion is valid for a limited time only. Terms and conditions apply. Alcohol is not for sale to persons under 18. Please drink responsibly.
Step into a world of excellence, comfort and pride with Royal Foam Furniture, crafted to perfection right here in Uganda. We bring you state-of-the-art living room furniture and bedding products at affordable prices. Our wide variety of mattresses include orthopedic, pillow top, spring mattresses suitable for institutions like hotels and many others for home comfort. With every piece telling a story of royal excellence, our products are built with the highest quality materials made to last. Experience royalty with Royal Foam Furniture, proudly made in Uganda, so buy Uganda and build Uganda. Visit our showrooms at Ginger Road, Chambogo Junction, Bukoto Chisasi Road, and on Victoria Mall, Entebbe, on the first floor.
Welcome back from that break, and this is News Tonight here on UBC TV. It's time for us now to have a look and hear what the Commissioner General of Uganda Revenue Authority has to tell us this evening in Buza, Commissioner segment.
Buza Commissioner.
Welcome to this program of Buza Commissioner. Today we are going to start with a question from Mr. Kakoza Sulaiman of Masaka, and this is what Kakoza had to ask. Commissioner General, I have harvested my coffee and realized some income. I want to start doing importation of some items into Uganda. How can I be helped to benefit from groupage clearance? Now, dear Mr. Kakoza, as you plan to start the business of importation, I would like to give you some advice beyond the scope of your question. I want you to interest yourself in knowing the government policy of import substitution. So you've made some money from agriculture, which is a very highly incentivized from the tax point of view sector, to the sector of importation, which pays some taxes. So please prepare yourself psychologically that you're entering a new space where you'll pay some tax. And for you to start preparing yourselves to pay tax, you'll need what we call a tax identification number. You'll get your tax identification number by applying to us, Uganda Revenue Authority. And when you're applying, you'll need mainly contact details. So that is the name of your business. If you're going to trade as a trading business, you'll need the telephone number for your business as well as the address. And in the address, you'll need an email address. But you may as well want to import as Mr. Kakoza. In that case, all you need is your email address and your telephone number. Then you go on our portal and apply for a tax identification number. If you're an individual, this thing will be given to you instantly. Same day, same hour of your application. If you're a company, we'll need to verify your registration details of the company, the address of your company, and therefore will take about 2 days to give you a TIN. So Mr. Kakoza, should you make up your mind and you want to continue with the importation business, just get prepared to register and get a tax identification number, and after that you'll be set to go and import. Now when you start the importation and you do not have goods enough to fill your own container, then you will need the help of the groupage cargo. Now groupage cargo, the preferred name for groupage, which is official and which we should try and use, is consolidated cargo. Uganda Revenue Authority is aware that not every business person can fill their own containers. So when the volumes you are buying are less than a full container, whatever quantities, whether 10 pieces or 3 pieces, whatever it is you can afford, you will consolidate your cargo under one container and under one company or leader who will be the consolidator. And this person will help you to get the goods transported optimally. And once they arrive here, they will deconsolidate goods back to the individual owners. And you as an individual, you'll pay your taxes under your TIN. So the groupage element is to help you with transportation. Once your goods are here, you will deal with URA directly as an individual taxpayer. I hope that answers your question, Mr. Kakoza.
Buza Commissioner. Now you can get direct answers. Send your tax-related questions via WhatsApp or SMS to 0790-141-887 and the Commissioner General of URA, John Musinguzi, will personally address them.
And that brings us to the end of this first edition of News Tonight here on UBC TV. Thank you so much for having kept us company on sign language. It is Senyambo Yusuf and I am Rukidi Kijjanangoma. But up next here on UBC TV is The Front Bench. Do not go away.
Inspiring Uganda.
Exercise can't be sustained
eating can't be stopped.